Perfect. A very good morning to you all. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. My name is Chris and I'm one of the Shortcuts educators. So this is going to be our final webinar for 2025 and it is of course going to be our getting ready for Christmas. Now I do apologize. Usually I would have ran this much earlier. I would have usually ran it around November, but I do apologize. Some personal circumstances I wasn't able to run a class in November, so I still wanted to offer the Christmas class. So I know some of you or all of you are going to be crazy busy, so if you do need to drop out at any point for today's masterclass, that is not a problem. The classes are always recorded. We have your details when you signed up, so if you do need to request the recording, please do let us know through the channels there. So again, my name is Chris. Thank you ever for joining me today. We're going to be going through our final masterclass of getting ready for Christmas. Now, if you've ever joined me for my masterclasses before, we usually do sort of around 50-50 between a PowerPoint presentation and a live demonstration. So for this morning, ladies and gents, I'm going to try and cram in as much as I possibly can, and it should take us roughly an hour to do so. So first and foremost, we're just going to go through our PowerPoint presentations and we're going to dip in and out of our live demonstrations. So this is our holiday readiness. It's the final week salon survival guide to get us through that final push into the new year. And we're going to be looking at maximizing revenue, reducing chaos, and of course, as always, we want to finish the year strong. And we want to move into 2026 on the correct foot. So this is our final 2025 masterclass. So why the final weeks matter? So we really are on the final weeks of the year. So December retail spend is usually up around 3.5% year on year in the UK. Salons see 20 to 30% in revenue spikes and the highest volume of bookings, walk-ins, and unfortunately cancellations. Of course, it goes hand in hand. The higher amount of bookings, of course, we are there going to have a knock-on effect with the cancellations. But those bookings, those walk-ins, and those spikes do give us the biggest opportunity to maximize revenue and minimize chaos. So we're going to look at those ways to do that for this morning, ladies and gents. So we're going to look at SMS blasts to fill gaps. Now, some of you will have done marketing before. Some of you may not have done marketing before. So fill your last minute spots with an SMS text message. Now, some of you will probably be using the more traditional SMS reminders, but we're going to look at taking it that little step further. So why SMSs, I hear you ask? So SMS open rates, 98%. That is an astonishing amount. SMS open rates are 98%. Of course, that is one of the fastest ways to fill gaps. Perfect for same day and next day cancellations. We can also look at sending urgency-based SMS blasts. So for example, a spot opened at 3 p.m. today, book now, get a sense of urgency that if they don't get it booked now, they're not going to have that fabulous hair for the Christmas, Boxing Day, New Year's party, whichever it may be. Last minute appointments this week, secure. Okay, we're using that urgency there. Secure your Christmas ready look. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump in and we're going to take a little look at how we can set up an SMS blast. Now, in doing this, we can cut no-shows with smart reminders. December, of course, is the highest percentage of no-show risks. So the recommended sequence, 48-hour confirmation. As I said, some of you will be using those more traditional 48 hours reminder text messages. We can then look at maybe sending one out 24 hours before. Are they still coming? Let's prompt them. So we've already sent one 2-3 days before. Let's now take a look at sending one 28 hours. Why not 24 hours before? And just in doing so, just sending potentially that one text message, we can look at saving thousands in lost revenue during those peak weeks where it really matters. Now, a lot of you watching this, you may be salon owners, you may be salon managers, but if you're front of house staff watching this, or maybe even if you're a stylist, barber, or therapist, you might still be thinking, well, that's lost commission for me. Or if I'm a self-employed staff member, that's lost revenue. So we should always be treating it in the same way. So let's take a look at some of those SMS blasts. Okay, So the first thing we're going to open up is our cloud appointment book. Now, if you're using Marketing Plus, you can of course do this through Marketing Plus as well. But of course, I'm just going to do it through the cloud, as I sort of had a quick look and I saw majority of our attendees today were using the cloud-based marketing. But if you do want a slightly more in-depth marketing platform, we can talk about it. So what we're going to do first, we're going to look at sending out a cloud marketing blast SMS. So of course, I've opened up my cloud appointment book, and to do so, I've just typed in the dedicated URL there, which is pos.shortcutssoftware.com. We're going to go to our messages on the left-hand side here. So as I hover my cursor over to the left-hand side, I'm going to click onto messages. Now, some of you may have used some of our more ongoing, our more set and forget marketing messages here. But all we're going to do is we're just going to scroll down on our navigation bar to the left-hand side, and we're going to go down to message all clients first of all. So we're going to do like a blast for everyone. So I'm going to click onto that message all clients, and this is essentially going to go to everyone. Now, of course, if you've had a slot open up, maybe you've had a 45-minute slot open up or a 60-minute slot open up, you want to get that blast out as sort of soon as possible. Now, you might be thinking, okay, if it's a 30-minute slot, you might only be able to squeeze that gents cut in there or that root in there. If you do find it a little bit more gender specific, you can adjust the gender options just at the top here. But to send out this SMS blast, I've added in a campaign name at the top there. I've added in a send time. So my space is opened up for, let's say it's opened up for around 1 o'clock today. I'm going to get that sent out as soon as possible. I'm going to get that sent out within the next hour. Of course, I do want to ensure the send date is correct because we do want it to go out for today. We're going to look at SMS blasts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the SMS option just here. I'm going to click onto SMS. Now, I have added in an option here where it says only when no email will be sent, but that's only really relevant if you're also sending this out via email as well. Underneath, and nice and quick, I've added in the content. I've put dear, we can put hi, whatever you feel applicable, and I've added in that customer first name. Now, I've done that by using a personalized field. So you'll see to the right-hand side, there's a drop-down arrow just here where it says insert field. Now, using a personalized field, as the name suggests, makes it much more personalized. So if it's going to myself, it will say, Dear Chris. If it's going to Sarah, it will say, Dear Sarah. If it's going to Michael, it will say, Dear Michael. If it's going to John, it will say, Dear John, and so forth. So it will bring all of those details through automatically. Please do not type out the words customer first name. Please do make sure you use the personalized field option on the screen there. So I've put a spot as opened at 3 p.m. today. Book now. Remember, I'm using that urgency. And then at the end, I've just used those personalized field options just there, business name and business phone. Now, again, those personalized field options will bring through the details from site settings in your online console. So if you do want to just check that you've got those details down correctly, you can do that in the site settings of your online console. If not, you can simply type out, your business name or your business phone number if you wish to. Do please keep an eye on the characters used. So you will see there we've got the amount of characters used. Please do keep an eye on that. And then when you're happy, ladies and gents, all we need to do is simply click activate. Now, what that will do is it will let you know how many people it's going to go to. Now, bearing in mind, this is an SMS blast for what is essentially everybody. So do please bear that in mind, but it will let you know roughly how many people it's going to go to. And then all we do is we just click activate. So that is an SMS blast. But going back to our PowerPoint presentation, we did speak about, we were looking at those reminders that typically go out sort of 48 hours, maybe 3-4 days before as well, those automated text messages. But what about then if that customer hasn't responded and you're fully booked and you've got a really long appointment booked out, they're booked in later on, they're booked in tomorrow, but they haven't responded to their SMS reminder? Well, we can then look at sending a more bespoke message, particularly to that customer. So, and that's what we call ad hoc text messages using templates. So it's very, very easy to do. And again, this can all be done via our cloud appointment book. So let's say I've got a customer booked in here. He's booked in a couple of hours. Let's pretend we're fully booked. Now, Chris here, Chris Smith, has been sent his automated text message reminder, but he hasn't responded and we can't get hold of him. I want to send him a text message. Okay, I want to send just Chris a text message. So what I'm going to do in my cloud is I'm going to tap onto that appointment and I'm going to go into the top left and I'm going to click onto the burger menu and I'm going to click SMS customer. Now, what this allows me to do, ladies and gents, this allows me to send a bespoke text message through the cloud. So you can see I can type the text message out here as a custom text message. But of course, you might be thinking, well, if I've got to do that 3, 4, 5 times a day, and then I've got to do it for my appointments booked in for tomorrow, that's going to be a lot of time spent writing out text messages. Well, in the bottom left-hand corner of that window, ladies and gents, we have a new SMS template option. I'm going to click onto that. And what I've done is I've created a template in my Shortcuts cloud. And you can see it just here. I've called it Xmas Still Coming SMS. And it works exactly the same as the marketing. So you can see here, I've used those personalized fields. Hi, customer first name. We wanted to check you're still coming for your appointment on the appointment date, the appointment time, and Shortcuts. That has created that template for me. Now, all I need to do is just click save. And if I go back to my diary, and I've got Chris in just a couple of hours time, he hasn't responded to his text message. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do one final push. I'm going to tap onto the appointment in the cloud. I'm going to click the burger menu in the top left. I'm going to choose that SMS customer again. I'm going to go to my templates just here. Click the drop down arrow. And you can see that, hi Chris, we just wanted to check you're still coming for your appointment, 8th of December at 11:45. We can then hit that send button in the bottom right hand corner. And just from sending that one extra text message, we hope it sends that sense of urgency to get that sort of point across that customer does need to get booked in, because we don't want to lose that hour slot. You know, we don't want it to be absolutely wasted revenue for absolutely nothing. So that's how we can look at sending those SMS blasts and using those ad hoc cloud templates all in your cloud appointment book. Okay, so hopefully that's one way already we're starting to sort of save some revenue and increase that productivity. Okay, perfect. So that was our SMS blasts. So of course, on the lead up to Christmas and moving forward, we should be looking at taking booking deposits. Okay, it's very, very common in the hair and beauty industry now. Even taking 100% upfront when a customer does book online. We shouldn't feel guilty about it, ladies and gents. Everyone does it nowadays. You know, we've been hit hard over the years. We do need to ensure those customers are turning up for their appointment. So we're now going to take a look at online booking deposits. So protect your revenue with deposits. And that's what we're doing, ladies and gents. We are protecting our revenue. We're protecting our business. And it isn't just about that one particular customer that pays a deposit. They help protecting your revenue, help protecting your business for all of your loyal customers, okay? So it does have a massive knock-on effect there. So what is the problem? So no-show and cancellations cost more in December. And of course, we've got a solution. So we can look at collecting deposits for potentially color appointments or appointments that are simply 2 or more hours. We think how much that's going to cost us. And also, even if it's just one appointment that maybe takes 2 or 3 hours, potentially think of how many new customers we could have fitted into that gap. We could have maybe fitted 2 or 3 gents cuts. We could have fitted 2 or 3 ladies cuts and blow dries. That could have then been transitioned into a regular customer. Okay, so that's why we need to think about protecting those slightly longer appointments. Bridal and event styling. We all know there's going to be Christmas parties galore, New Year's party galore. So when you're thinking about setting up those booking deposits, let's ensure if we do offer bridal hair up, curls, waves, things like that, let's ensure that is protected with a booking deposit. Keratin treatments, extensions. For those of you that offer extensions, you know it's not just necessarily the service and the time, it's preparing those extensions, it's ordering those extensions in as well. And of course, services over £150, for example, we should certainly be protecting those. You can track paid and unpaid instantly in Shortcuts. So if a customer does book online using the upfront payment booking deposits, you will be able to track it online. And do ensure, ladies and gents, if you are setting up booking deposits, do make sure you do outline your clear refund terms. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to set up a very quick booking deposit online. You will require a Stripe account to do so. We can talk more about that at the end. A Stripe account is a booking payment provider. Okay, but we can talk a little bit more about that at the end if we need to. So I've set up a Stripe account. So what I'm going to do now, ladies and gents, is I'm going to set up my booking deposits, and it's very, very quick and simple to do. And you can be protecting your revenue in a matter of minutes. Okay, so the first thing we just need to do, we need to open up our online console. Okay, and the URL for this is just console.shortcutssoftware.com in the top left. Console.shortcutssoftware.com. Now, if you do have a Stripe account set up, you will just need to go to site settings and input those details. But with regards to booking deposits, fear not, ladies and gents. If you've never done this before and you do want a little bit more of an in-depth training session, please do let me know at the end. We're more than happy to go through that on a one-to-one basis. From there, once you've linked your Stripe account in site settings, we would just simply go to online booking settings in the center of your console. If you are a multi-site user, you can toggle between your sites and locations in the top right-hand corner and just simply select that there. Now, if you do not have this option here, it is the fifth option down here where it says booking deposits settings. If you do not have that available, ladies and gents, please let me know. We just need to switch that on, for it usually takes around 15 to 20 minutes to do so. So we're going to click onto that. Now, when you have set this up, ladies and gents, please do ensure you click onto Edit General Settings at the top here. Just make sure you click onto Edit General Settings. And then do just ensure that you do tick this box here, if you have it applicable, where it says Collect Deposit During Online Booking, obviously to ensure when a customer books online. And do ensure you have your terms and conditions outlined here. Always make sure that is absolutely up to date, and do get advice if applicable. So do make sure you have that available there as well. Now, as we said, do ensure you outline those clear refunds and everything like that. Then underneath, all we need to do now is set up a rule. So to do so, on the right hand side, all I'm going to do is click Add New Rule. And you can type in the rule name. So let's say 50% bridal, for example. We're going to tick the active box just here. And then our third option here, ladies and gents, is the days in advance. So this rule will apply when a booking is made more than X amount of days in advance. So if I was to put 1 day in there, ladies and gents, what that would mean is if a customer books online for an appointment tomorrow, they will not have to pay their deposit. Anything outside of that, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20, 250, whatever, anything outside of that, they will have to pay a deposit. So that sort of 1 day gives them a little bit of flexibility, because we would hope if they are booking for tomorrow, they would show up. If, of course, you want the deposit to be applicable all of the time, just pop a 0 in there. Then underneath, we need to add in our booking deposit. So the booking fee is calculated as a percentage of the total booking value. So of course, I'm going to put that 50% in there, 10%, whichever you feel is applicable to your business. Now, underneath, we've got a minimum booking deposit. Okay. Now, this is a bit of a safety net. So let's say, for example, I'm going to take 50%. Okay. And let's say, just for the sake of argument, my service that they're booking costs £10. 50% of that £10 is, of course, £5. Now, you might be thinking, taking a £5 deposit really isn't going to be life-changing for me, and it certainly isn't going to be life-changing for that customer. So if they did no show, it's not really going to help me having a £5 deposit. So a minimum booking deposit is the minimum amount of money that will be taken by your business. Now, if that happens to be greater than what the percentage is, so as I said, if the service is £10 and we take 50% of that, the booking deposit will always be greater than the percentage. It will, however, never be greater than the value of the service. So if my service was £10, my booking deposit was 50%, which of course would be £5. But I've said my minimum booking deposit is £15. Does that mean it will take £15, which is essentially more than what the service costs? No, it will simply just take the full amount. So it will just take £10 in this instance. But it's just that minimum booking deposit. It's just giving you that safety net. Now, in the lead up to Christmas, understandably, you might be thinking, well, I'm worried about alienating, my real regulars that have never no-showed. Not a problem. Just simply tick the new customers only tick box there. And then just click OK. And then give it a few seconds. And then underneath, you can see we've got the booking is for employees. So here we can adjust the employees, and here we can adjust the services. So then all we would need to do, if I've even got bridal on here, I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But all you would then do is just simply choose whichever one is applicable for that deposit. You can just go through and just tick nice and simple, and then click OK. And then, of course, if you don't adjust the employees, it will automatically do it for all employees. Then, of course, nice and simple, when a client books online, they will take that deposit. It will then appear as a little booking deposit in the top right-hand corner of the appointment. It will go in yellow review mode, of course, when a customer does book online. And then when the customer checks out, it couldn't be simpler. The money is automatically redeemed. Okay, so you don't need to do anything with it. Now, of course, ladies and gents, I'm not going to go into it for this morning, but there are certain options if a customer does no-show or cancel. You are able to refund them. You are able to transfer the money across. But we can go through that in a more dedicated training session. Some of you will probably be already using upfront payments, but if not, we can go through that in a dedicated training session. That's not a problem whatsoever. And I can show you all of the different hows, whys, and wheres as well. But that, ladies and gents, is our booking deposits online. Okay, so we're about halfway through for this morning, ladies and gents. We're now going to be taking a look at our gift cards. Now, for this morning, I'm only going to be talking about electronic gift cards, but it works almost essentially the same if you do have physical gift cards. If, of course, you are running low on physical gift cards and you would like to get them ordered, please do let us know ASAP. I know some of you have got your orders in already, but do let us know. We have an absolutely fantastic customer success team. We can speak with them and try and get you them ordered. But of course, Christmas is knocking on our doors, but we will try and get those over to you. So if you are running low, please do have a quick look. If not, it might be the perfect time to take a look at those electronic gift cards. And that is what we're going to take a look at just now, ladies and gents. So gift cards, your highest growth product. A lot of us think when we think about revenue or e-commerce and things like that, we go to our straighteners, our electrical products, we go to our shampoos, conditioners, but we often forget about those gift cards, your highest growth product. 50% of holiday gift spend goes to gift cards, and they have some peaks between the 10th and the 24th of December for physical gift cards, and the 22nd to the 24th of December for digital gift cards. We've all been there. We need that last minute gift. It's too late to get one sent. We pop online, we can go onto your business's website, we can get that instant digital delivery. Of course, it also reduces waste, it reduces carbon footprint. And of course, we've all done it. We've all left a gift card, it's expired, we've lost it, everything like that. We've all been there. But gift cards are not just for pre-holidays, pre-Christmas. We can also use them in the post-Christmas surge to boost that holiday slump between the 28th and the 31st of December. We've all been there. We know we tend to find our businesses a little bit quieter throughout the January period, but we should be looking at using those gift cards. It's almost like free money as a consumer. We can go in and boost the holiday slump. We're feeling a little bit low. Let's go and treat ourselves. Let's buy that product. Let's treat ourselves to a treatment. Okay, so we should be looking at adding a buy a gift card to your website. We're going to look at those widgets in just a minute. But you should also be looking at promoting digital gift cards for last minute shoppers on your Instagrams, on your socials, everything like that. Promote those last minute digital cards. And again, that ties right back to the beginning, ladies and gents. Create that urgency with your customers. Bonus value promos drive higher uptake. So maybe offer a little bit extra, maybe offer a slight percentage increase on your digital gift cards. And one great thing about gift cards is not only does it create loyalty, because of course they have to come back and spend a gift card with yourself, but it also creates brand awareness. People can say, look, I go to XYZ salon, and they can say, look, I go there, you'd love it too. Why don't you come and try it as well? So why clients love them then? Choice without risk. Recipients pick what they want. We all know what it's like. We've been given a gift and we think, oh, not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. So they get the choice without the risk. Experience over clutter. Okay, so self-care over stuff. Okay, so, cost of living crisis, everything that we should be taking care of ourselves. And what better way to do that than give yourself a little pick-me-up in a salon, in a treatment room, in a spa, in a barber shop, everything like that. So we all get too much stuff we don't know what to do with. Some of it, unfortunately, does go to the landfill and everything like that, and it's such a waste. So self-care over stuff. And of course, digital convenience, as we said, last minute, eco-friendly. Now, again, if you've never used gift cards before, as I always say, ladies and gents, I will run through this with you one-to-one to ensure you are completely set up, to make sure the payment type is set up. So please do not worry. But if you're already using physical Shortcuts gift cards, we're now going to transition to electronic gift cards. Just for this bit here, it's just going to be electronic gift cards. And again, all you need is that payment provider to handle the payments that book when they're made online, exactly the same as when a customer books online. Okay. So if you've already done that, which we did in our previous screen, you can go ahead and set up digital gift cards now. Okay, so again, all we need to do is open up that online console. So again, navigate your preferred internet browser, and we just pop in console.shortcutssoftware.com. On the right-hand side, all we need to do is click onto Programs, so you can see just here where it says Gift Cards. All we need to do is click onto Gift Cards. And then in the top left, click on to Administration and then Program. And then at the top, you should have a community with your name, and then under Program, it should have a gift card. Now, if it doesn't for whatever reason, ladies and gents, again, no problem whatsoever, just let me know, and we can always get that set up for you. Okay, so you can see that's what mine looks like now that it's loaded. So you can see you've got your community, which should be your business name at the top there. And then you should have a program, which will probably say gift cards or gift me. Don't worry that mine says online gift cards. It just helps us when testing to be able to differentiate. If it doesn't, if you do not have that, ladies and gents, not a problem. That just means that you're not using normal physical gift cards already. If you're already using physical gift cards and you're transitioning to electronic gift cards like I'm doing now, your program should already appear as gift card. If you've got loyalty as well, it will probably appear under that one as well, but it should just be under the drop down menu. Then to set up electronic gift cards, all you need to do, ladies and gents, is you just need to scroll all the way down, and you'll see there's this option here that says digital gift card setup. So all you need to do is go right down to the bottom and click edit. And then you can go right back to the top, and you can tick this box here where it says allow customers to purchase gift cards. Then underneath we've got some website sales liability. So where will the liability be held? Okay. This essentially means where's the money held. Now, if you are a multi-site user, so maybe you're watching this and you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 different locations, you might want to know where the liability is held. That's where the revenue, where the money is. Gift cards can be used at multiple locations, so don't worry about that. They can still be used at multiple locations. It's just the liability. So you can use the multi-site option, the multi-site with filter, which will have the options appearing, or you can choose a specific site. Now, if you are a single site business, you will just simply need to do the specific site and then just choose that site from the drop-down arrow there. So you can see I've got my 2 sites just here. I'm just going to choose the particular site. And that means all of my liabilities will be held against my Shortcuts Retreat Birmingham location. So then we've got a widget app and label text. Now, what does that mean, ladies and gents? So what we want on our website is we want a little button, a little widget on the right-hand side that pops out for those customers to be able to buy those gift cards. And this is what that widget app will say: buy a gift card. Now, while we're here, we may also wish to offer a percentage increase. So you can see here, we can tick this box where it says offer percentage value increase. And you can do applicable to sales over. Now, please don't worry that mine has the $sign on. It will be pound sterling. So I'm going to say when we purchase a digital gift card with a value of £50, it will give me a 10% increase. So that essentially means a customer will buy and spend £50, but they will get a gift card with a value of £55 when ready. We've offered that percentage increase. Now, if you are watching that and you do only want to do this for the holiday season, please do remember in the new year to go back and untick that. Then, of course, where do we want the widget placement? Do we want it to be on the left-hand side? Do we want it to be on the right-hand side? Do we want it to be at the top? Do we want it to be at the bottom? Most people in the UK have it on the right-hand side because we read from left to right. So we'll be able to see that just there. Terms and conditions, again, same as your booking deposit. Please do keep an eye on that there. Please do keep an eye on the expirations. If you have an expiration date in here written in your terms and conditions, please do ensure it matches what you've got at the top. There is an option just here for the expiration. So please do make sure it matches the expiration in months just there. Then underneath, we've got a website widget code and a website widget launcher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click save and I'm going to explain what the difference is. So of course we've created those widget buttons and we know it's going to say buy a gift card and we know it's going to appear on the right hand side. So then how do we get it onto our website? So we need a widget code and that's what these two are just here. So we've got a website widget code and a website widget launcher. Now this is the part where if you're very technical minded, you may wish to do this yourself if you have access to the coding and the scripts for your website. If not, it will most likely require whoever builds your website. And what they're going to do is they're going to copy and paste in a script to put that widget on your website, to put that sort of button on there. So what is the difference? So the website widget code will simply create the button based on the options above. So it will pop it on the right in my case. And it will say buy a gift card. That will pop a nice little widget button on the right hand side. That's the website widget code here. So all you would need to do is copy that and paste it over to your web designer or paste that into your website. The widget launcher code, well, what that does, that is if you've already got a button created on your website. So maybe you've already got a button that says buy a gift card here or click here for electronic gift cards. If you've already got a pre-created button, that is what this widget launcher code is used for. But you know what, ladies and gents, I always say it will do no harm to copy and paste both of them over to your web designer. Just make sure you put like a nice space in between so they can differentiate between the two, because we don't want him or her accidentally copy and pasting both into one because it won't work. But let them try, let them show you. Make sure that you're happy with the outcome. But that is essentially all of the work done for you there, ladies and gents, to ensure you've got those electronic gift cards. Now, like I said, if you've never used gift cards or you've never used electronic gift cards and you want a much more in-depth setup of that, please do let me know at the end. I will go through with you one-on-one to ensure it is completely set up the way it needs to be. Okay, so what we're going to look at now is stock bundling and retail upsells. Now, stock bundling, I think, is absolutely fantastic, and it is the perfect shortcuts feature for our sort of seasonal times. Okay, so it's a great way if you're thinking about creating your own sort of gift hampers or anything along those lines. So it's a great way if you're thinking, sometimes businesses do create their own hampers, their own gift boxes, everything like that. So we can boost retail with stock bundles. So we can look at creating that self-care set, the holiday SOS kit, and the New Year glow kit. Okay, so those 3 bundles are just some examples you can look at doing there. And those bundles allow you to put in potentially a shampoo, a conditioner, a styling product, a comb, whatever you feel is applicable. Now, the beauty of doing that, ladies and gents, is let's say the reason we do bundling in shortcuts, let's say, for example, if you take a shampoo off the shelf, if you put a conditioner off the shelf, if you take a styling product off the shelf, when those products are sold, when they're in a gift box, you need to remember to adjust the stock levels for all 3 or 4 products, which is very difficult to do because you've just bundled them into a hamper. So as long as you use the shortcuts bundling feature, it will actually update your shortcuts levels completely automatically. So if you do take 3 products off the shelf and wrap them in a beautiful gift box with the cellophane and the bows and everything like that, as soon as you sell the hamper, stock levels adjust automatically. It is a fantastic feature. So we should be looking at boosting retail. Retail is usually up around 5 to 6% in December year on year. You can use very simple things like buy 2, get 1 half price. We're going to take a look at promotions in just a minute. And a great thing we should all be doing, feature impulse buys at reception. So let's take a look at that. Where have we seen that before? Supermarkets. Okay, I know a lot of us have the self-checkouts and things like that now, but they still have those drinks cabinets. We've been rushing around the shops, we're thirsty. We grab a bottle of juice, a bottle of fizzy pop. We grab those chocolate bars, same sort of thing. We've all been there. We might have our children a little bit unruly, and we just grab a chocolate bar and we think, yep, that will certainly help. We've got a long drive home. It's those impulse buys, we're getting to the till. Yeah, do I want a chocolate bar? Yes, I do. I'll buy 2 of them. Oh, look, there's a multi-pack there. I'll buy those 2. We should be doing that our front of houses if applicable. Let's take a look at those detangling combs. Let's take a look at those miniatures. Let's take a look at those, the special hair buns that stop curls in the hair. Bit like a bobble. They appear invisibly, that sort of thing I'm trying to think of. Staff scripts. How do we sell it? We shouldn't just be saying, do you want to take any retail today or anything like that? And a top tip for you this morning, ladies and gents, we should be asking more than once. Psychology has shown us that if we do ask more than once, a customer is 25% more likely to buy a product. So we should be offering it at the beginning. And also with the products, don't wait to the end. Don't wait till the customer is thinking about getting back to work. Don't wait till they're on their way back to their children, their husbands, their wives, and everything like that. They're already thinking about leaving. Do it at the beginning. And also, if you do have that customer in front of you, let them see what you're using. We're all guilty of doing this, I'd like to think. We go and grab our favorite smoothing product, our favorite detangling spray, but we don't actually show the customer. We just pop it in our hands, we run it through. That's a missed opportunity because they might look at that and think, well, my hair looks fabulous, but I don't know what they've used. So not only tell them, give it to them, let them hold it. It then becomes theirs because they're holding it. Not only that, it is a great talking point. So you can then start to discuss those products and things like that. Let them smell it. Let them put it on their skin. Let it excite the senses. We all know certain products have quite like a citrusy smell, things like that. Let it excite them. Let it excite the senses and things like that. Also, don't just talk about one product, talk about two, talk about three, talk about four. Law of averages, if you offer them 3 or 4, they're probably going to talk about one. And then, of course, let's add in that staff script. If you love today's treatment, this product will help it last until January. Now, they've got to go all through visiting the in-laws. Let's talk about that blow dry cream, that setting cream. If you sell products or brushes and things like that, show them how they can sort of almost recreate it, so to speak. But we can use that staff script there. If you love today's treatment, this product will help it last until January. So very quickly, I'm going to show you how to create bundles in Shortcuts. Now, again, this is fantastic if you're creating your own sort of take-home kit or your own hampers or anything like that. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to open up our Shortcuts Fusion system here. We're going to pop our pin in. Now, it is always worth just doing a quick stock check here. So if you do have time, just do go ahead and just do like a quick stock check. So I've gone into stock and products on the right-hand side. And then, for example, on the left-hand side, I'm just going to expand a particular company here. And if we just go down to some of our retail products. So what we're doing here, ladies and gents, is we're going to look at the products we're going to put into a bundle. We're going to create them into an SOS kit. We're going to create them into a take-home glow kit or a hamper. We're going to create our own gift boxes, our own hampers. So it is always a good idea to just ensure your stock levels are completely up to date. Now, they will automatically update when you sell the products as well. So, for example, here, I'm just going to ensure all of my stock levels are correct, and I'm just ensuring my current levels are correct. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my own hampers, my own SOS kit. So all I do is I click onto business in the top left, and I click new, and you can add in a new company. So I'm going to call it the SOS Holiday Kit. You can add in a supplier if you have one. If not, it will go to a default supplier. See that just there. Now, when we go down to the bottom, we can see the Holiday SOS Kit is just here. All I'm going to do is click onto it, and I'm going to create my specific kits now. So I've clicked onto that there, and I'm going to click new, and I'm going to create like a gold holiday SOS kit. And of course, you can do bronze, silver, and everything like that. So we've created the company, and we've now created the line here. And then third and foremost, all we need to do is add in the specific kit here. So I'm going to click new, and I'm going to add in the gold holiday SOS kit featuring 75 mils. Okay. So we've got my holiday kit here, we've got my gold holiday SOS kit, and then under that line there, I've added in the gold holiday SOS kit featuring 75 milliliters. This here is the specific bundle, the specific hamper that I've created. Then, of course, you can add in your sell price if applicable. So I'm going to say this is going to be a £35 holiday SOS kit, which is going to prolong the life of my colour and everything like that. You can also add in a barcode to the right-hand side as well. If you have a barcode printer, you can print those off, and you can scan the gift box as if it was just like a more conventional gift box there. So we've created the kit, but how do we then get the specific products into it? So how does the system then know what products I've bundled into that kit? So I'm going to click done, and then on the right-hand side under stock, I'm going to go to bundle. So you can see this fourth option down just here. So at the top here, we're now going to select the products to be bundled. So which products are going to make up my hamper? Which products are going to make up my SOS kit? So I'm going to click on the plus sign, and I'm going to go to my specific products. So let's add some products in. What have we got? We've got my Mythic oil just here. So let's add the ones in that we want to add in. And of course, take your time doing this, ladies and gents. Please ensure you get the correct ones in there. I'm just going to add 3 in just for example. And then I'm just going to click add. So those 3 products there now make up my hamper, my DIY SOS kit. That creates my hamper. So the system now knows I'm going to put the Mythic oil conditioner, the Mythic oil protecting 50 ml, and the Mythic Oil Souffle Door Shampoo 250. You can also change the quantities as well, so maybe it features more than one of that. And then last but not least, just down the bottom here, we're going to say, what do those 3 products go into? Well, of course, they're going to go into my SOS kit, my holiday SOS kit. So we then go all the way down to the bottom, find the kit just there, then click add. And then all we need to do is simply click bundle down the bottom, and that will bundle all 3 products at the top here into this one gift kit just here. Now, again, the beauty of doing that, ladies and gents, is it now knows that those 3 products are in a SOS kit or in a hamper. So when we go ahead and sell it, for example, so you can go ahead and scan it if you've used a barcode or anything like that. If not, when you sell it here, what that will do is it knows that those 3 products are in that kit, and it will adjust the stock levels automatically. So as soon as I sell it, it will automatically adjust the stock levels. So it knows what products are in there, and it knows to adjust the souffle and everything like that. It knows to adjust those levels just there. And after Christmas, if you do need to unbundle those products, you can go to stock, you can go to bundle, and you can reverse the procedure that way. You can unbundle here, and you can unbundle all of the products, and then that means it knows that they're not in a gift box anymore. Let's just click done on that one there. So that is a fantastic feature. That is our bundling. Now, also as well, if you are thinking bundles aside and gift boxes aside and things like that, it's also a great idea. You know, you're thinking, what kind of products do I put in my bundle, or what kind of products should I sell? So we should be taking a look at our product performance. And again, we can do that under tools and reports. We can go to stock. And for example, we can go to our product performance here. We can click view. Now, if you want to, you can use some of the preset dates on the left-hand side, or you can create your own date range. I am just going to leave it just at today, and you can also choose those products there. So maybe you are thinking, well, what are my top selling products? What kind of product performance have I had over the last sort of 6 months? And of course, if you have done the bundling, you have done those gift sets and gift kits, things like that, and you want to see how well they sold in the new year, again, this is a fantastic report to show you that there as well. So let's take a look for today. Haven't sold anything for today, unfortunately, but hopefully you'll be a little bit more successful than me. So let's see if we did have anything for the current quarter. Let's see what we've got. Oh, test system not liking me going backwards and forwards there. Let me just give that a little refresh. Just while I do wait for that this morning, ladies, just any questions at this particular stage? We will have a Q&A at the end, so there's no problem if you'd rather just wait to the end. It's not a problem whatsoever. Perfect. So I've just restarted my virtual test machine there. And again, you can go into your tools and your reports, and that was just under stock, just on the left-hand side there. That was your product performance. You can also take a look at your top selling products as well if you wish to. Again, we can see that just there. So if I just zoom in just ever so slightly, we can see the percentage profit and the amount of profit there for each one. So my particular Steam pod gave me the biggest profit there. So a great way, we should always be keeping an eye on that, especially on the lead up to Christmas and in the new year, if we just want to see what products have done best for us, or if you are thinking, what products am I going to be putting into my hampers, my DIY SOS kits, and everything like that. So that's our top selling products just there. Now, last but not least, ladies and gents, we're going to be taking a look at our promotions. So promotions are a fantastic automated way to ensure the customer essentially gets their discount. And it's a great way to upsell as well. So run simple, high impact promotions, 50% off cut when booked with a color. So it's a great way to upsell to those customers that have never had a cut, but they do visit us for coloring. Let's turn them into a cutting and styling client as well. We can look at creating holiday bundles. So maybe you're thinking of creating a sort of dedicated service, which is a cut and a color, or a cut, color, and a manicure, all in one. It's also great if you're using our related and recommended services feature, which is fantastic when a customer books online. Bonus value gift cards, as we saw sort of 5-10 minutes ago, increase that percentage offer, and encourage upsells on popular services. So you can also use our related and recommended services feature when a customer does book online, but we should also be encouraging upsells on popular services. So if that client is booking in for a color, let's encourage a treatment, anything like that. And in Shortcuts, you can create promotion codes, track promotion performance, and apply discounts automatically. So we're going to look at a couple of different ways we can do that now as we close off for our Getting Ready for Christmas masterclass. So one last time, I'm going to open up my Shortcuts Fusion system. And a very simple way, which isn't really an automated way, but a very simple way would be to go to Setup, would be to go to Configuration. And on the left-hand side, we would click on to Discounts. Now, of course, all we now need to do is click on to New, and we can create a discount reason. Now, this is a discount reason that will manually be deducted at the point of sale screen. It won't be automated, it'll be manual. Okay? So for example, I'm going to call it January 10% off. Towards the top here, we can add in our discount. So for example, if it's a monetary value, we would use fixed amount. If not, we would simply choose from one of the percentages. If the percentages do not appear, ladies and gents, you can simply click Add Default to the top right hand here and add in a default percentage. You can add a description in, and you can add a expiration date here as well. So mine's going to expire in February 2026. Do remember to adjust that to 2026 as we do go into the new year. Now here you can also say what the discount can be applied to. Now again, this acts as that safety net. So if this January 10% can only be applied to services, we don't want it accidentally being taken off a product. So all we do is we untick product here. And we can untick gift certificates and sundry here. Now, if this is a firm 10% and it cannot be changed, we can also add in 10%. We can also add in the default amount cannot be changed just here. And you can also add in a barcode as well. So if you want the barcode to appear for whichever reason, and then all we do is we just simply click Save. Now that discount reason will appear at the point of sale screen, and you can manually deduct that there. And then, so if you want to manually do a 10%, or if you manually want to add it into a marketing promotion, you can do that there as well. Now, if you are using those kind of discount codes, those discount reasons, there is a great report we should all be looking at. Again, under Tools and Reports. And if we go into, I think it's under Transactions, and then we've got just here, discount reason breakdown. Now this will show us all of the times those discount reasons have been used. So it will show us a bit of a paper trail. So let's see if any have been used over the current quarter. So we can see there, my birthday 10% and my complimentary. So it really essentially shows us what discounts are working well. Okay, so you might wish to, if you think you did a January 2025 one, run this report now. Let's see how well it worked for us. Let's run it again for January 2026. Now, of course, ladies and gents, this does only work if you were using the discount reason at the top there. If it was just complimentary, you may find it a little bit more difficult to track. But hopefully you were all using a previous discount reason and you'll be able to track it just there. So now moving forward, if this is the first time setting up a discount reason for potentially January, check it in 3, 4, 5, 6 months time. See how well it worked for you. Do we run it again for January 2027? But what about if we want something a little bit more automated? Okay, maybe we want an automated 50% off a cut, off a color. Obviously, you can use your own amounts. It doesn't have to be 50%. Do please choose whichever is applicable to your business. but I'm going to do an automated promotion. Now, there are lots of different ways to do automated promotions. The one you're about to see now is just purely an example, but there are lots of different ways to do it. It doesn't have to be done this way. You can also do it for products as well. Please do let me know at the end if there's a particular type of promotion you want to explore. But the one I'm going to do for this morning, ladies and gents, is going to be a 50% off cut when booked with a color. So again, I'm going to go to Setup. I'm going to click the drop down arrow just here on my navigation bar, and I'm going to scroll down to this option here where it says Promotions. Now, all we need to do is click New in the bottom left-hand corner. I've already created one, so you can see it just here. So I'm going to talk you through the steps here. So as we go through it, you can add in a promotion name just here. You can also add in some validity days, so you can see it's available for all dates at the top here, available at all hours of the day, and available for every week of the month. Now, of course, you can go ahead and change that. Maybe it's only available for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for example. You can add in a date range or a from and to date, and maybe it's only available at certain specified times. So maybe it's only available in the morning or in the lunchtime, something like that. And of course, available for every day of the week. If you do want to add a barcode into this promotion to scan, you can do. And if you do want to add it to a club or anything like that, you can do. But if not, if you just want it to be available across the board, you just simply click Next. And then in the top left-hand corner, the eligibility for this promotion is going to be based on specific items. So this is going to be the service that is first booked. So I've said it's going to be 50% off a cut with a color. So this is the eligibility. So this is the color that has to be booked. So on the left-hand side, I would click Service and then simply tick whichever services are applicable. So I've said it's applicable to all color services when they're booked. So whenever a color service is booked, it will get 50% off the cut there. So specific items in a sale, click Service on the left-hand side and just simply tick the services which are applicable. Then we click Next. And then on this screen, the promotion. So what is the promotion going to be applied to? So we've said it's going to be 50% off a cut. So the promotion applies to specific items. And then again here, I've clicked Service on the left-hand side, and I would tick the services that are going to get 50% off. So I've added a ladies cut and finish and a trainee wash, cut and blow dry as well. And I said it can only be used once by one customer, so they can't have like 2 blow dries and get the 50% off and everything like that. And then last but not least, in the top right-hand corner, just make sure the benefit given has been changed to percentage reduction, and I've entered the 50% off. And then we click Done. Then we click Done again. So essentially what should now happen when a customer books in for any of those eligible colors, it should automatically give me a 50% off a cut. So I'm going to go ahead and just add that into my point of sale screen. So I'm going to add in the first eligibility item, which was a color. And of course, you don't have to do it at the point of sale screen. It would traditionally be booked into the diary, and it will still automatically. So I'm going to add in a balayage, and I'm going to add in that ladies cut and finish. And there we go. Automatically, it has taken that 50% off. So if that was booked in the diary, as soon as we check that customer out, it would automatically appear just like that there. And you can see there is a promotion appeared here as well. So there are other promotions applicable. So if you wanted to do other promotions, you could see those just there. But if not, it will highlight which one is applicable. And we can see that just there. It's automatically taken that 50% off. So we haven't had to manually add a discount code in or anything like that. And then last but not least, if we go to Tools and Reports, if we go to Business, and if we go down to the option here, you can see Promotion List. That will show you all of your, should we say, active promotions. But if we go to Promotion Activity, click View, we can see in the new year just how well this promotion worked for us. So we'll just take a look for today, just for example. We can see here, here's my report, and we can see straight away 2 services make up my 50% off cut when booked with a colour. So 2 services, which is a balayage and a ladies cut and finish. We can see the amount and the individual amount. We can then see the amount of discount that was given. So it was a 50% discount, which equated to £27.50. There was no other discount added in. Our net sale was £207.50, which gave us our profit. So you can see there's our profit margin just there. So you can see £27.50 was taken off. Our total profit there was £207.50. So this is a great way just moving forward to see, is the promotion not only working for us, how many times it was used over a date range, but also what kind of value, what kind of revenue we got from it. So do keep an eye on that. If you are using those automated promotions, use this report to see whether it is working for you. Okay, so last but not least, ladies and gents, some daily operations and team roles. So a daily 10-minute huddle to cover to reduce the chaos, packages, retail focus, deposit rules, create micro rules such as a retail lead and a Christmas card lead. So give them those jobs within the salon, and a couple of other sort of take homes. Make sure you are reprinting gift receipts if somebody does need a gift receipt, or just printing a gift receipt. That can be done via the client history. Please do ensure throughout the new year you've got those schedules booked in, because people are going to want to get booked in for January, February. So do make sure now is the best time to ensure you've adjusted those New Year schedules. Make sure you're using those pre-arrival email forms. If you're not sure what that is, let me know at the end. And do make sure you are using those related services. Related services is an organic upsell. If a colour is booked, it requires a cut. If a customer books a colour, we would recommend a treatment. And that all happens automated when a customer books online. So some great take-home things are reprint gift receipts or print gift receipts. Make sure you've got those new schedules in, and we should all be using pre-arrival email forms and related services as well. Final week checklist for today. Your final week holiday readiness checklist. Send one full list SMS blast. Make sure you're pushing those gift cards and socials and in store. Create and display those retail bundles. Make it so the customer cannot refuse. Make it so they really want to take that home. And a book now before we book out banner. So make sure we're creating that sense of urgency. And of course, review your weekly metrics, your no-show rate. Ensure regarding those no-shows, make sure we are using those upfront booking deposits. Do track those gift card sales. Have a look at retail conversions, and do make sure you're using those blasts to get those last-minute bookings. And that is it for this morning, ladies and gents. And again, thank you ever so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure having you on board. And thank you all ever so much for joining me. That does draw to a close for our masterclasses for today and, of course, for 2025. But don't worry, we will be back in the new year with many more classes and some new features just around the corner as well. So thank you ever so much for joining me. All that's left for me to say is have a very Merry Christmas. Do stay safe. If you do have any questions, ladies and gents, please do pop those over to me now. But if not, stay safe as always and have a fantastic Christmas. And I will see you and speak to you all again soon. Thank you ever so much. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, lovely. So I think that's it for all of the questions for this morning. Again, thank you ever so much for joining me. My name was Chris, and I'm one of the Shortcuts educators. Have a very Merry Christmas, and I shall speak to you all again soon. Thank you ever so much. Take care. Bye-bye for now.